Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Jets TV. Today we continue with our position-by-position analysis. The defensive line is done, and now the linebackers will get a look. Let's start with the outside linebackers today. The group of players we will be looking at today include Eric Barton, Mark Brown, Victor Hobson, my man Daryl McClover, Barry Gardner, and Ryan Myers. We're going to focus on the first four, though. Former Maryland Terp and Oakland Raider Eric Barton joined the Jets before the start of the 2004 season, and I'm so happy he did. With Eric Barton, it seems like a lot of people get the misperception that he's old. Eric is only 28 years old and in the middle of his prime. In his first full year with the Jets, he had 107 tackles and 2.5 sacks. That's rock solid for an outside linebacker. We would save $1 million on the cap if we were to cut him, but I do not see that as being worth it. Eric Barton is our only stable outside linebacker, and he is not at the age or the money to warrant a cut. Those who worry about his season-ending injury last year simply just torn biceps. It's not a big deal at all. It's not like an ACL. By the way, here's a fun fact. On November 25th, 1998, Eric Barton was named the Terps Defense MVP. Their offense MVP? Former Jet Lamont Jordan. When dealing with former Auburn standout Mark Brown, I've got mixed feelings. I love him as a backup. Thought he was a very nice role player for the Jets. Then when Barton got hurt, he had to step in, and his speed to the outside, it reminded me of Mo Lewis in 2003 style. Barton is an exclusive free agent due to only being a 2-year veteran, meaning that he has zero bargaining power when it comes to him and the New York Jets, and he's basically the property of the Jets. Jets can offer him a 3-year deal at the veteran minimum, and either has to accept that deal or leave the NFL entirely. Knowing this, I wouldn't mind Mark Brown as our 4th or 5th linebacker at the vet minimum. He showed flashes of ability with his interceptions last year, and as long as he doesn't have to start, he's a pretty good asset for the Jets. Victor Hobson came along with B.J. Askew from Michigan in the D. Wayne Robertson draft. So far this draft hasn't been amazing, but it seems like with Soul on the way out, we can start to see a little more from these guys. Personally, I see Victor Hobson as our top backup. He's yet to show any playmaking ability, as evidenced by his 3 sacks and 2 interceptions in a total of 44 games as a pro. He's shown the ability to be a fairly sound tackler, but he still has the tendency to miss easy tackles. I understand that he's only a 3-year veteran, and the fact that our collective team stunk last year could have hindered him in his development, but I still don't get the feeling that he's a starter for us. I still like Victor. I believe he could be a very nice player, playing something like 25% of the snaps, or even 50% if we decide we can split him with another solid linebacker. Let's see what Mangini and Son decide to do with Victor. Maybe a new coaching staff could change Victor's development. Either way, Hobbs is a nice cheap alternative for us, and he's probably the best backup we could ask for. Daryl McClover, Jonathan Billman's right-hand man out of Miami. I want to start off by mentioning that this injury was horrible. The kid truly had speed and strength to develop into something nice. I still believe he can be a great asset for the Jets as long as he fully recovers. If he doesn't, I understand if we release him. With that being said, has anyone realized how jacked this kid is? I swear his biceps are bigger than my head. Along with that notion, has anyone seen how skinny the kid is too? If possible, I'd see McClover make the switch to a safety. Still, and if not, maybe some sort of safety/linebacker hybrid. Don't think he has the speed, or had the speed? He ran a 4.46 40-yard dash before coming to the Jets. Worst comes to worst, maybe Daryl could go back to his role as a special teams maniac that he was with the Hurricanes and the Jets. The game plan is fairly simple. I think Barry Gardner is here to stay, at least until June 1st, considering it will be cheaper to keep him around than cutting him. After June 1st, he might be fair game, considering we could save roughly $800,000 on the cap by cutting him. Ryan Myers, on the other hand, is a cheap guy and only costs about $300,000 to keep around. If the Jets decide to bring in another linebacker, they might consider keeping him around anyway, due to his youth and small cap hit. If not, Jets will save about $300,000 by cutting him. Now, I believe the Jets should keep Barton, Brown, Hobson, and McClover definitely. Barton has to be the starter on one side, with Hobson as the primary backup. Brown will see a small amount of time, but I only see that happening if injuries come into play. Clover will simply develop and play the role of a special teams maniac, just like he did in Miami. I think the Jets need to bring in a young, middle-of-the-road outside linebacker who has shown the speed and playmaking ability in the NFL. We have to take the cap into consideration and maybe just land a play that can split time with Hobson. If we decide to go another route, the draft, I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Mangini makes A.J. Hawk the pick at number 4. Hawk is explosive and will be an instant starter for the New York Jets. Hawk, Vilma, Barton sounds like an amazing unit to me. If not round 1, look for the Jets to take a deep look into drafting an outside linebacker in rounds 2, 3, or 4. With the right personnel moves, there is no reason why the outside linebackers cannot be a strength for the New York Jets football team. Now, instead of me talking, you talk. Tell me in the comments section what you think the Jets should do regarding the outside linebackers. Should we keep the starters intact? Is A.J. Hawk the answer? Or do we bring in a young, middle-of-the-road type guy to split time with Hobson? Let me know.